We are looking at again those warmer sectors in the southern portion of the state, really giving that fuel to a lot of these storms as they are continuing to push in. We already had one tornado warning this morning, and that was for Dallas and Grant County. But you'll see in that very warm sector, we're seeing those 70-degree temperatures already here at 10 a.m. and those dew points are very high as well. The further you go north or you get those cooler temperatures, we're mainly just looking at some rain events, and again we could see some severe weather this afternoon as well, but I think the focus for the tornadoes is simply going to be in that southern area of the state. So let's take a look here. I was taking one look here at some information that just came in. Looking at your day, again, we're starting to see a lot of that rain showers pushing back through. I'm going to go back to the radar here and take one more live look at what we have going on around the state. We've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings as well, pushing through the southern portion of the state. Once again, as everything's beginning to push into this warm sector, we're starting to see things really fire up, and that is going to be our biggest area of concern as we're watching most of this pushing through. Computer's loading here, it'll be just 1 second, but as we are looking at these storms continue to progress throughout the day, luckily this will be hopefully the last day that we are looking at this severe weather, at least for a little while. So again, a lot of activity going on in southern Arkansas right now with a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45. In that area, we are looking to make sure I have the right counties here before I tell you. That's going to be around 10:45, and we're looking at those areas. Let's see. That's going to be for Garland, Clark, Pike, Hot Spring, Montgomery, Ouachita County until 10:45 this morning. And then we're talking again about that tornado warning that's been issued for Hempstead, Nevada County until 10:30 this morning. So seek shelter immediately if you are in Nevada or Hempstead County. Make sure that you are going to an area where you can receive information and those alerts as well. We are still seeing this activity continue to, over the last hour or so, we've really started to see this bump back up, and we're seeing one severe thunderstorm after another, unfortunately. And so that's going to continue to be the case with this heavy rain that we are looking at throughout the day as well. Go ahead and put things in live mode here, and we'll track this one more time. Lots of lightning in this area as well. Take a look at that. This is going to be a lot of rain, and again that potential for a tornado in Hempstead and Nevada County. And again, we'll go ahead and track this out for you here real quick. We are looking for these storms again to continue to push off to the northeast. This expires around 10:30 this morning. Not seeing necessarily any confirmation on this just yet, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Let me pull that down here real quick so we can see it a little bit better. So this is going to be 10:08 for Hope. We've got Perrytown at 10:14, Emmett at 10:22, Blevins at 10:29, Prescott 10:35, Redland 10:46, Okolona 10:57. Again, this is scheduled to go ahead and be canceled around 10:30, but we want to go ahead and make sure you are aware that this storm is already active, and so if it continues to increase, we could see this extended as well. Now, go ahead and look at the entire state one more time, exactly what is going on. We've got a lot of rain in our area, and that's going to continue to be the case for the next 12 or so hours. We'll finally start to see a little bit of relief as we're heading into the evening, but right now we're really going to have to focus on a lot of this rain, and then southern Arkansas, again, that severe weather is going to continue to be an issue. So just real quick, again, we're talking about severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45. That is going to be for counties in Garland, Clark, Pike, Hot Spring, Montgomery, Ouachita County until 10:45, and then we've got that tornado warning until 10:30, and that's going to be right now for Hempstead, Nevada County. So if you are in Hempstead or Nevada County, it is definitely time to go get in your safe space. Make sure you have ways to receive information, the updated watches and warnings. Again, I'm not seeing right now anything confirming this. I'm going to go check the National Weather Service again here real quick. But overall, we are looking for things to continue to be active throughout the afternoon, and that's unfortunately going to also accompany a lot of rainfall as we got a front pushing through from Oklahoma, and that's going to give us again another 4 to 6 inches of rain on top of what we already have across the state. Let's see, I'm not seeing anything else, like I said, necessarily on this tornado warning at this time, so that's good news. We're just keeping an eye on it. Let's see. mostly along I-30 and up I-57. Yeah, okay. Read here real quick. Yep, so again, just taking a look at our live radar, a lot of activity in southern Arkansas. We'll continue to watch this severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45 this morning, and that tornado warning that is for, again, Nevada and Hempstead County as it continues to push off to the northeast. Taking a look here, just as we get things in motion, there's a lot of lightning associated with this storm. So a very strong storm as we're seeing that tornado warning right there. You can see it just in that area. We're going to continue to see this flooding be an issue as well. So these storms are going to be very strong in southern Arkansas today. And no matter where you are in the state today, we're certainly going to have a lot of rainfall. So again, going up I-30, that's pretty much just going up the interstate right there. Again, it's moving northeast. So if you are in this area, make sure you are taking shelter immediately. We've not had anything confirmed. This is radar confirmed at this time, so no visual just yet. But make sure you're in your safe space and just take your time. Make sure you're looking at those warnings and those watches and making sure you've got enough space in there just to make sure the kids are comfortable. Take something with you if you can, just to keep yourself busy and occupied, and that way everyone remains just a little bit more calm. That's the key to this, as we are, of course, just at the beginning of our severe weather season. So here's our current warnings across the state, really focusing on that was where all of that lightning was. We are looking at this area right here, that tornado possible with that severe thunderstorm warning. And then of course we have the tornado warning right there. Looking at that purple, again, that is looking to be considerable as far as the severe thunderstorm warnings go. So keeping that in mind, again, we are looking for this to continue to intensify throughout the day as it continues to push through the east. We've got a lot of rain headed our way. It's a very warm sector, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see a lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings pushing throughout the day. So this just came out as well. We are now under a tornado watch, and so that is going to include the majority of central, southern, and eastern Arkansas. This is going to be something we're going to have to keep in mind, because this is a very warm sector. Now we're right here on the cusp of everything here from that warm temperature, but sometimes we'll have just enough to spawn off a tornado. But I'm really concerned about our folks here in that southeastern corner of the state. And as this continues to push east, we could see a few spin-ups as well. So a lot going on today with the weather, but the good news is this is the last day, hopefully, that we will be able to have to deal with this in central Arkansas right now. Not a lot going on. We're getting a little bit of a break from that rain, but we'll continue to see those waves and waves of rain, and we're going to see a lot of flooding as well as we're heading into the next few days. Northern Arkansas, not any watches or warnings necessarily just yet, so that's good news. They've just been inundated with a lot of rainfall today. And in southern Arkansas, again, just a lot of activity at the storms right here. A lot of lightning with this. We're looking at that tornado warning continuing to push up Interstate 30 as well. We're not necessarily seeing any additional information on that right now, but again, most of the state right now also under that tornado watch. So looking at our storm reports from last night, again, there was a whole lot to talk about, and hopefully we don't have to add too much more, but flooding is going to continue to be an issue with a lot of this, and that's just what we keep seeing from the National Weather Service. More of those flooding potentials. We've already got a lot of those roads that are closed. So as you are heading out today, the best thing to do if you can is just stay home, because we aren't looking really for anything to get much better as we're heading through the day as far as the flooding is concerned. I'm just going to see a lot of water, and like I was mentioning, 4 to 6 additional inches are looking to come our way. So let's take a look at this tornado watch here and get some more information on it that was just issued in the last little bit. Let's see. So this again is a tornado watch for today for a good portion of Arkansas. That's going to be until 7 p.m. That warm sector is really factoring into the development of those possible storms as they're heading into that area. And looking here, let's talk about the Storm Prediction Center, what they have us for listed in. Load that up here real quick. We do have areas of hatched concern, which means more of an elevated risk for those tornadoes, but we are not necessarily looking for a lot of that just to our north because of those temperatures. We're mainly looking for those southern counties that are in that warm sector to be really impacted by that. And you can see that's exactly what we are seeing. And as we're looking for that hail as well, that could be 2 inches in diameter or greater, and the winds can certainly be an issue as well for a lot of the day. So again, just make sure you are taking your shelter, taking your safe space, and keeping updated. Multiple ways to receive information. Today is one of those days as well that we want to make sure that all of our devices are charged. So just in case you do have to go into your safe space and you lose power. The TVs don't always work, of course, and of course if you have satellite, sometimes that's an issue as well. Let's see, get to load this one more time and see how we are doing with it. Again, still looking at that tornado warning for Nevada and Hempstead counties until 10:30 this morning, and severe thunderstorm warning that is for Garland, Clark, Pike, Hot Spring, Montgomery, Ouachita County until 10:45. So I'm going to refresh here real quick and take one look and make sure we don't have any additional updates. We've got some storms that are pushing in from Louisiana. The last update that just came through included a lot of parishes to our south, so we won't worry about those too much, but just know that if you are in this sector here, as we were talking about in southern Arkansas, just south of that tornado warning, certainly starting to see some stronger storms push in from the Louisiana border as well to our counties on the bottom row. So keep in mind, if you are in southern Arkansas, that will continue to be an issue. More update here. We are starting to see the end here of all of this severe weather and the rain, although we will be dealing with a lot of the flooding aftermath once the day is through. Again, we've got a lot of those storms continuing to head our way. Taking a look here one more time and putting this in motion. I'll go ahead and track that as well for you one more time. There's so much going on in the state today. Just overlapping each other. So again, we've got that tornado warning. Right now we're looking at Nevada and Hempstead counties until 10:30 this morning. And I went ahead and pushed this out a little bit further. They may end up extending it, but right now we're looking at Prescott around 10:19. That is, let's see, that is Deanyville. I've actually never heard of that little town. 10:24, Redland 10:31, Okolona at 10:44, and Gurdon at 10:50. We're going to have to keep an eye on these storms as we're continuing to receive updates from the National Weather Service if they will be extending or looking to see if this will start to dissipate. Again, really watching the storms down to our south that are moving in from Louisiana. Those are fairly strong at this point, and they are continuing to push into that bottom row of our counties. Not here just yet, so that's good news. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we could expect for the rest of the day while we're waiting for more information on that. These are our rainfall rates from the last 48 hours. A tremendous amount of rain is what we've received, and it's just along that swath from the Interstate 30 up through Searcy and Jonesboro area. A lot of rain has fallen, and even more is going to head our way, unfortunately. We're looking again for another 4 to 6 inches to fall. Again, 48-hour rainfall totals are continuing to be just massive. You can see along those areas of Texarkana, Arkadelphia, Little Rock up into Searcy area. And it's just continuing to be a lot of rain. And if you look at those totals up top, those blues and the purples, it's anywhere from 6, 7, and 8 inches of water so far, standing water, and we're already seeing a lot of that pooling on the roads, and there's already been quite a few accidents this morning. So for sure, if you can stay home today, that's probably the best bet for you, because the roads are a bit of a mess. There's already a lot of road closures. When I was coming in this morning, around 3:30, 3:45, the roads were already quite dangerous as we were looking at a lot of that pushing through and just runoff, and the ditches are full already as well. Looking at our flood alerts here, we continue to see this flash flood area expanded. Earlier today, it was just more of a line pushing through here, including Jonesboro, but again, it is starting to be stretched a little bit more from the National Weather Service. This is going to be through Sunday morning. However, we are looking for this to continue as far as the flooding impacts, at least through midweek. We're going to start to see a lot of those banks overflow, and things are going to get even a little bit more dangerous. Now, 7 to 10 inches in that swath there in our areas. Looking to the northeast, could see up to a foot of water. And sometimes we look at these totals and think that's more of a snow, but this is actual flooding depth. So 3 to 6 inches is also something that we certainly want to not dismiss, because it is a lot of water across the state. Taking a look here one more time at the severe weather outlook, we are seeing, again, as they were saying, the National Weather Service put the Storm Prediction Center. This area right here is where we're seeing a lot of those tornado and severe thunderstorm activity. So the more it pushes off into this warm sector, I think we're going to see even more activity pop up this afternoon, and the same with that hail. Again, that corner of the state in southern Arkansas continuing to be the biggest risk, but we could see some of that hail in central Arkansas as well. Don't dismiss the slight category for that. And the winds, although we don't have any hatched areas, again, 60-mile-an-hour winds are possible through a lot of these storms. This is what we're expecting from the Storm Prediction Center. The risk has, of course, pushed a little bit further south. Finally having a day that's a little bit more calm in the northern portion of the state, except for the rain. They are still dealing with a lot of flooding. Fayetteville received around 5 inches of rain yesterday and more today, so a lot of activity. And we're looking again at southern Arkansas being the biggest risk for that severe weather today. Taking a look at those temperatures and dew points, see how we have these warmer temperatures here, and then it starts to, as things are moving a little bit more north, they're starting to dissipate out a little bit, which is good news. But as soon as they are starting to push off to the east, we're continuing to see that development. Anything that pushes in, again, from Louisiana as it's moving into Arkansas is still in that warm sector. Those dew points are still very high, but there's such a contrast in temperatures. We shouldn't see too much of the tornadic activity push too much further north. But again, southern Arkansas, it's going to be an active day for sure as we're heading into, again, just now 10:16, so we haven't even got to the heat of the day yet. And that's something to be a little bit nervous about as we're heading into. So just be on your guard. Again, make sure you have your severe weather plan in place. This is what we're looking at in central Arkansas hour by hour, but those highs today, I wanted to take one more look here at this warm sector. Again, looking at those temperatures reaching very close to 80 degrees today. So that is why we are concerned about that big temperature difference as the further you head north. But we've got a boundary pushing in that's going to bring a lot of rain, and that all mixing in together, that contrast, the hot and cold, and of course just the unstable atmosphere. Things are going to get a little bit rowdy at times for our friends in southern Arkansas, so we've got to keep our eye on that as well. Sunday's looking much, much better, and we can't wait to get there, but we're going to go ahead and take another look here at our live radar for our tornadic activity that we have going on in Arkansas right now. I'm going to check for a couple of other updates as well. And if you'll be patient with me, I know we've got a few other team members that are headed in today as well, but I'm reading and also trying to share information this morning, so multitasking taking just a little bit longer. There's our live radar. All right, still seeing that activity, that tornado warning until 10:30 this morning, and that severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45 for these areas. We'll go ahead and talk about those counties specifically as well. That tornado warning, Hempstead and Nevada County, until 10:30 this morning. So we still got about 12 minutes left on that. And then our severe thunderstorm warning is going to be for Garland, Clark, Pike, Hot Spring, Montgomery, Ouachita County until 10:45 this morning. And with that, we're seeing some gusty winds and also seeing some activity with that. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those and get some details. We'll start with that tornado warning. So this tornado warning is in effect until 10:30 for central Hempstead and northern Nevada counties. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Emmett on Prescott, but it was moving northeast about 40 miles per hour. So the tornado and the quarter-size hail are the main hazards that we are focused on for this. And taking a look here at a few of the severe thunderstorm activity we have going on. All right, this is going to be until 10:45 this morning for Clark, southeastern Pike, western Ouachita, southwestern Garland, and southwestern Hot Spring counties. there was a severe thunderstorm along the line of Lofton to near Emmett, and it was moving east at 45 miles per hour. So some winds are the main hazard with this, around 60 miles per hour, and penny-sized hail. So let us know if you are receiving that. You can send in information and pictures to 501-376-1111. But again, do not put yourself at any harm at all. We definitely want to make sure that you are safe when you're sharing information, but we sure do appreciate everything that you do send in. I'm going to go ahead and take a look here at that extreme southern storm that I was telling you was just entering into Arkansas. I'll move this so you can see again. This is going to be for these areas it's just now entering, again, southern Arkansas, but this is, let's see, until 11:15 a.m. Looking at, it's moving east about 30 miles per hour, and the main hazards with this are going to be 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. All right, let's jump back in again here to live radar and taking a look just statewide. You can see this main threat is going to be along that Interstate 30 line is where the tornado activity is, and it is continuing to move off to the northeast. And again, around 10:30 is when this is expected to end, so we've still got about 9 minutes left on that. Watches talking about across the state today, we do have a tornado watch that is going to be in effect until 7 p.m. tonight, and that includes a very large portion of the state. Today's one of those days, especially if you live in that warm sectors. We were talking about those temperatures. They're already in the 70s in southern Arkansas and continuing to rise this afternoon. As those storms continue to push into that area, we're going to see some activity continue to kick off, and that aligns nicely with what the Storm Prediction Center has for us as far as the impacts with tornadoes and hail and wind. We'll look again at those real quick. The hatched areas, of course, being of a little bit more concern. Strong tornado and long and could be EF2 or greater. Long track tornadoes in those hatched areas for that risk. And central Arkansas does have that slight risk as we're looking at the hail. The hatched areas 2 inches or greater, and quarter-size hail for the other areas of the state, and winds. Winds continue to be a concern for a good chunk of the state, just like that tornado risk. It looks very similar without the hatched marks, of course, but we could see those around 60 miles per hour or greater. And one more look here statewide at what we can expect. Right now, as far as the current warnings go, several severe thunderstorm warnings. That has been the case throughout the day. Those started actually right after Wake Up Central. We had our first tornado warning today, and it was in a very similar area. So that is a very unstable air mass right there, and as it continues to push off to the east, we're going to continue to see that come into play. Go over one more time here. We've got this tornado warning until 10:30 a.m. and that is going to be for Nevada and Hempstead counties. So if you're not in your safe place, make sure you are there. It's a great day to make sure that you have all of your devices charged because we're going to see an active day for sure. That's going to continue to be the case as everything pushes over into southeastern Arkansas. And taking a look here at this severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for Clark, southeastern Pike, western Ouachita, southwestern Garland, and southwestern Hot Spring counties. And we are looking at the main hazard being 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-size hail for these areas. This is going to be until 10:45 this morning, and still watching that area of concern as it's continuing to push into southern Arkansas. That storm also producing very, very breezy winds and that hail. And as I mentioned, this is going to be the case throughout the day. Let's time some things out here real quick. You can see statewide what we are expecting. And not to dismiss the flooding by any means, that is going to be a huge issue today. Of course, with this tornado warning, we want to focus on safety for everyone, but the rain is not stopping anytime soon, so we're going to continue to see the flooding increase, and it's already an issue this morning as well. Like I said, as I was coming in, I was dealing with that this morning at 3:45 in the morning, and so it took a while to get here just because I was having to go some different ways as well. So again, let's go ahead and start tracking and timing things out here. This again is around 10 o'clock this morning, what we were seeing, and that lines up very well with what we're seeing on the radar right now as we're pushing into the afternoon. This is going to be around 2. I'm going to back that up just a little bit so we can slow it down and see. Let's go back here. So this is pretty much where we are right now. We're going to continue to see these storms in the south push off to the east, and those to our north probably will be more of a severe thunderstorm. The further you go north, the air mass is just a lot more stable, but we have got a lot of rain headed our way. So you could still have some strong storms, but I think more of the tornadic activity is going to be to our south of the metro. And again, this is around 12:30 this afternoon, and you'll see this is not moving very fast, and there's a lot of water associated with these storms. This is going to be around 1. And then we're pushing in and still looking at more severe thunderstorm warnings and a lot of rain in the northern sector of the state. But as it continues to push into southern Arkansas, it is lingering, and this is going to be at the height of the afternoon when those temperatures again are the warmest and that atmosphere is completely unstable. A little bit more widespread in southern Arkansas. Again, this is around 3, and you'll notice these aren't moving very fast. So along with that severe weather threat, we also have that possibility of the tornadoes, hail, and wind. Still looking around Monticello, Pine Bluff, again El Dorado. This is around 4 p.m. Continuing to see a lot of rain around the rest of the state. Western Arkansas is starting to see a bit of relief as we're heading into the early evening, but we're continuing to see a large portion of the state still seeing some strong thunderstorms and that tornadic activity being possible in southern Arkansas. This is going to be around 7 p.m. Again, when I say there's going to be a lot of rain, this is what I mean. It is not moving fast, and even what's behind it has some heavy rain showers even after the storms themselves are out of here. And continuing into the evening, this is around 8:30, still seeing some activity that could be concerning for Monticello and Lake Village, Pine Bluff area as well. And then this is around 10 o'clock. So we will see a little few trailing thunderstorms as we're pushing into the overnight hours, but the bulk of everything will be pushing out of the state. Hopefully, if all goes well, hopefully these stronger storms will be out of here by 1 a.m. tonight into Sunday morning, which will be great news. All right, I'm going to check one more time on some updates. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put this radar in action for you while I am checking on a few updates. And I did just see something come through about a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Little Rock until 11:15. Let me check some more information on that as well. We're continuing to see all of this continue to move a little bit more to the north. Like I said, I think more of the tornadic activity is going to be to our south, but we're still going to see some strong storms from this system. And again, I'm going to check on a few updates while you are able to view statewide. The severe thunderstorm warning for let's see, we've got Ouachita, Hot Springs, Saline, Dallas, Grant, Calhoun, Garland, and Pulaski and Clark expires around 11:15. We're looking for the possibility of some hail that could be just under 1 inch and 60-mile-an-hour winds. And we're continuing to receive information from viewers on flooding. It is certainly already an issue, and we still have a lot of rain to go. And again, we have a tornado watch as well for a good portion of the state. That is going to be scattered hail and could be up to 2 inches. And we're looking at those gusts that could be up to 70 miles per hour. All right, taking a look here one more time. We're still seeing this area of concern. This orange, of course, is that severe thunderstorm warning. We've got our tornado warning right here that is affecting Hempstead and Nevada County. Still not seeing anything necessarily about impacts or anything on the ground. This is radar indicated. These are our current warnings that we are watching. And again, we just had this push into central Arkansas area, and it's going to be until 11:15 today. And then we have our areas here around 10:30. And just watching these as well, you'll notice the legend here. We've got a tornado possible, so we are watching this area just because that does seem to be a stronger storm itself. Keeping that in mind. Let's see. I think they may have canceled. I want to double check that tornado warning, which would be good news. Yep, looks like they have canceled that, so that is good news. But we do have areas of concern, as you can see, that orange with a yellow around it, and does mean some stronger storms where we could see some tornadoes possible. Right. I'm going to put this live radar again one more time. We have the severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45, and then also the severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15. I'm going to go over things one more time, and then we may go ahead and switch to THV 11 Plus. That way you can get back to your programming. All right, I want to zoom in here on our 1-4, one that was just issued. Here we go. So we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for Pulaski, Garland, Saline, Hot Springs, Ouachita, Clark, Grant, Dallas, Calhoun counties until 11:15 this morning. Continuing to see that push through, and could see some gusty winds and also some hail from that storm. And then as we shift gears here just a little bit, we're still seeing some areas of concern from another severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45. That is going to be, I want to make sure I have the right counties. So much activity going on today. All right, again, that is going to be for Garland, Clark, Pike, Hot Spring, Montgomery, Ouachita County till 10:45. So keeping that in mind, one more time, we are going to take a look at the progression of these storms today. And I also want to show you, again, this 48-hour rainfall totals. We're continuing to see flooding become an issue. The severe weather that we are facing, of course, is a huge concern today, but this flooding is going to be statewide, and it is just going to get worse as the day continues, with copious amounts of rain headed our way. You can see those areas that we do have those severe thunderstorm warnings, continuing to see a lot of rainfall from those as well. So we'll see those totals go up quickly, and you're looking at totals that are anywhere from 6, 7, 8 inches of rain, and I think there will be more. We were expecting another 4 to 6 inches today on top of what we are looking at. So those areas that are receiving a lot of those heavier rain showers, the severe thunderstorms, are going to continue to see that rainfall today, and we're already seeing a lot of flooding happen across the state. Taking a look one more time here at the severe weather outlook, looking for that tornado activity to mainly be in the southern portion of the state, where we're seeing, and I'll load here in just a second, where we're seeing some hatched areas. And once this loads up here we go. The hatched areas for hail as well. But again, keeping in mind where we're having the tornado warning right now is not necessarily, it's right on the border of that hatched area. So if you are in those areas, continuing to just make sure you are staying safe today. Southern Arkansas continuing to see the bulk of the severe weather today, and looking at those severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. Again, making sure we are in that enhanced risk still that has not been upgraded. Little Rock, Hot Springs, Arkadelphia, Searcy still in that slight risk. And looking at those temperatures and dew points again, this really is what we are looking at. As things continue to move a little bit more north, it gets in a bit more stable atmosphere, so that is good news. But the bad news is that storms are heading and developing in that warm sector where you see those 70-degree temperatures are going to continue to be probably a little bit cumbersome today. So it's one of those days we're going to have to make sure we are staying weather aware. This is what we're looking at for Central Arkansas hour by hour. And again, we are looking for things to get a little bit better as we are heading into the evening time. So we don't have, again, a tornado warning at this time. I will double check before I leave you from live broadcasting. I think we're still dealing with those severe thunderstorm warnings, but we will go ahead and sign off here in just a minute once I make sure. And I may come back on THV 11 Plus here in just a little while. I'll go ahead and gather my bearings here. I hear the rain starting again over Central Arkansas again. Waves and waves of rain are going to be the focus today, something for flooding. But yes, still looking at severe thunderstorm warnings. So I'm going to go ahead and get you back to regular programming. I'm going to go ahead and review all the information here, make sure I haven't missed anything while we've been talking. But again, Southern Arkansas especially, let's make sure we are weather aware today as we're heading into the afternoon. But the good news, friends, we will eventually see a light at the end of the tunnel tonight. We're going to finally see a little bit of a reprieve from that rain. But again, we're going to be dealing with that flooding issue at least through midweek. Stay with us. We're going to have more coming up in just a little while. Again, if we need to, we'll jump on THV 11 Plus. We'll let you know. And you can always check us out on our Facebook pages.